Hello, good people. Nicholas here from Serbia again to you guys with the video number 3 about using Manjaro, getting familiar with Arch Linux and Manjaro distribution, tips and tricks, review, whatever you want to call my videos. I'm just trying to spread some good word about a very nice Linux distribution which is working really stable and nice on your desktop computers, also for your laptops, whatever. As I say always, and I said it before many times, a lot of people out there exist who already tried Linux, but they were too afraid to start using something a little more complicated. Complicated meaning that it takes a little bit of advanced knowledge. Handling the command lines and commands, learning the commands, etc. But it's nothing too difficult for anyone who has a brain, guys. So all of us have a brain. There are no limits. You just need to be willing to learn. So I'm going to pull up my cell phone because on every video that I do, my cell phone drops out from my pocket. Okay, sorry about the beard, but it's my kind of thing. When the month of October hits and the winter starts, I'm acting like a bear. I'm pulling on the hair and the beard and mustache, everything, and I'm getting fatter and fatter. When the spring comes by, I'm going to be shaved and all nice, shiny and glossy, right? Like my desktop here. Ka-ching! Okay, jokes on the side. If anybody wants to start using Manjaro, my first recommendation, if you've never used Arch or Manjaro before, would be type on the Google Manjaro Documentation, and the first result that pops out would be Manjaro Linux wiki.manjaro.org. You open up this one and you can scroll down. Let's say you already finished a successful installation of a desktop operating system and you don't know what to do further on from this point. Further on would be package management. And the software management, you can read about the repositories and the servers, and you can also get some tips and tricks about PACMAN. Now, PACMAN is the package manager inside Manjaro. And why I'm saying this is useful? Well, most of you guys who actually used Linux before, let's say Ubuntu or something else, Debian based or whatever, most of you already probably know what types and what kind of software you would like to have on your operating system. Now, here is when PACMAN knowledge comes in handy. It's very simple. As most of you have already learned the commands on Ubuntu, the same thing you can do on Manjaro or Arch Linux. Now, in the first intro, there's the overview of what's inside the PACMAN tips, and the next one will be, let's say, improved download and database access speed, which is really important for some people who have poor internet connections or unstable internet connections. So let's say you are running a Manjaro freshly installed. The second thing would be, of course, to have at least minimum stable internet connection. And now we're going to open up a terminal window. By default, we are going to SU, so we can become a user with a sudo rights. Now, SU, and it's going to ask you for your root password. Now, let's minimize this. Now, let's go back to the PACMAN tips. Now, the first command in ranking the mirrors would be sudo pacman mirror / or -f0 and sudo pacman -SYY. Issue this command with, let's say, copy paste and hit enter. Now Manjaro is going to download all of the information online about mirrors worldwide, and it's going to sort them out by speed, right? So we will always have the fastest connection. Now the second thing would be, you can fast track your mirror list. It says here, adding a number to -f command will return a number of up-to-date and responsive mirrors. I'm not going to issue this one. I have already done this, but we can skip to number 3. It says optimize the database access speed. Now we're going to right click, copy this text. Check out the terminal, what it's doing. Right now it's still updating the information about the mirrors, and it already finished. Now let's type in clear. Okay, now the second step would be, as I said, PACMAN optimize. Right click, paste, and we're gonna input the command, press enter. You will see a set of commands issued, and it says in the end, finished, your PACMAN database has been optimized. Syncing and updating. This command here, select the whole command, copy, right click, paste, and hit enter. It says synchronizing package databases. Core is up to date, extra is up to date, community is up to date, and multi-lib is up to date, right? So everything is up to date. Now, of course, you can force this syncing of the database using the following command, which means the database will be synced even if it's up to date. This is useful when you've changed something repository related and want to have the changes take effect. Now, I haven't still changed my repositories, so there is no need for me to force update. Now, PACMAN can update your system with only one command, PACMAN --SU. And we're going to copy this, check if there are any updates, right click, paste, enter. Full system upgrade, and it says there is nothing to do. So we are running, specifically on my machine, we are running everything bleeding edge in the moment that we speak. So everything is up to date. It's usually better to sync the repository database first. Okay, let's issue this command. Repository database update. PACMAN --SYU. Already the same thing, nothing to do. So all the other options regarding of the PACMAN usage you can find on this page, and as I said before, going back, Manjaro guys have made this wiki completely detailed, so everybody who wants to start using Manjaro Linux has all the online help they need. The second thing that you can do to get some help would be, in the internet category there is a small piece of software which is used for online chatting, and it's called the HAX Chat. Now let's open this one and connect to Freenode. Let's wait for it to load. I want to show you one more useful thing. Now let's say you guys are side by side your computer running the new Manjaro installation, and I already have things prepared here. Voila, you see this chat room? I've joined the Manjaro channel, official Manjaro channel on English language, and there are users on the side that are online. Not all of them are online, of course, but some of them always are online. So if you need a specific set of commands or help regarding installing some software that you need or something, you can find help also online in the chat room or the Manjaro channel. There is also channels in different languages like German or French. Voila, I consider this also a big plus. This is where you can point out the word community, because those guys are also online, ready to give you some help and assistance, a word of advice. Let's close this one. Okay, quit. Now, using PACMAN graphical user interface, GUI, is really nice. Let's open PACMAN GUI. It looks like this, you know. Nothing too fancy, but it's totally functional. Totally. Now, let's say you want to search for a package. Click on the magnifying glass. It will open up a column, and you can type in the information. Let's say games. Automatically, without pressing enter, a list of results will pop down, showing you a list of packages that have games inside their name or related, right? So let's say, for example, I want to install some sort of a game like something simple, Bomber, Bovo, BZ Flag. Tetris-like game, Extreme Tux Racer, race a penguin down a mountain. Well, actually, this was my favorite. The first Linux that I installed years and years ago was Vector Linux, based on the Slackware. And Vector was holding, by default, in the categories, this little nice game, Extreme Tux Racer, and it was so cute when you enter the world of Linux to see this penguin guy racing down the snow, down the mountain. Now, going back to Manjaro Package Manager graphical user interface for PACMAN, you have selected your package, you can right click on it and get details, or you can just mark it with the install and hit apply. Pressing apply will pop out a window with a transaction summary that says the total download size would be 45.5 megabytes, and to install as a task it has 2 of the packages, and it gives out results. There is option to cancel or commit. I want to commit, right? The next step would be enter your password. So I'm going to enter my password, which is going to act like sudo authenticate, and voila! It is downloading. You can see here the information, the packages necessary to install and build the Extreme Tux Racer game package. It does its own thing, checking the integrity of the package so nothing goes wrong, etc., etc., and we're finished. This is it. This was it, guys. I mean, I'm positive 200% that it's not this simple on Windows. Let's exit this and check the games category. And there is the Extreme Tux Racer. Let's see if it works. Wow, it's working, right? Now I want to select my player name. Okay, select the character Tux, enter. Now let's configure our resolution. Automatic, okay, doesn't matter. And enter an event, Tux Racer Classic. And continue. Race. Now, this is this cute guy that I told you all about. This game is like ancient, you know? But it was fun, and it's still fun for me. Now, this is just a small example. This game is nothing special, 2-dimensional, not even 3-dimensional. I just wanted to point out some facts about the easiness of installing the software on Linux in general, especially on distribution like Arch or Manjaro. Why I'm saying this, hello again. Why I'm saying this, that it's easy to install software packages on Arch Linux on Manjaro. Well, you guys just saw it. Generally, all the piece of software that I use on a day-to-day base doesn't require me more than 100 megabytes. This is like top 100 megabytes per package for a specific program that I like to use. I mean, all of these programs in the, let's say, multimedia, like QMMP Player, GUVC View, which I'm using right now to monitor my web camera, so you guys can see me, all the small things that I like to use on a day-to-day base on the Linux distributions like Manjaro or Arch or Gentoo based. Those packages in the online repositories are so small in size that you guys wouldn't even feel it getting downloaded and installed, and it's happening with the light speed, you know. So this is one more positive side of distributions like this. As I said already, 7 or 8 days this distro has been on my machine installed side by side with the Gentoo Calculate Linux, and I don't know which one to use first. Actually, they are running very stable. I mean, as I always point out, check out the RAM pool. It says here that 740 megabytes of RAM are being used at the moment out of 6 gigabytes, and my software is running 1, 2, 3, 4 things, 5 things, I don't know how many thousands of processes in the background, and at the moment that we are speaking, it's only running at 55%. You know, this is not much compared to that I don't have a strong machine. This is just Core 2 Duo Intel with 6 gigs of RAM and then SSD hard drive. That's it. I mean, this is a Dell Optiplex XE desktop system. Nothing else, just a little bit upgraded for normal day-to-day use, which is already, by today's standards, getting old. You know, the time is running over it. But still, I'm running Manjaro Linux with such an enormous speed, and you know, I'm not getting even lag on anything. So whatever you guys want to ask me, if you have any questions about Manjaro, if you have any specific problem about a piece of software that I can maybe help you with, just post a question in the YouTube comments and I will be glad to answer it. I mean, I'm not a programmer, I'm not a coder or something. I can just say thank you to all the nice people who are already developing this distribution, because they gave such a good reason, just to keep it on my machine on day-to-day basis. I can just say thank you to those guys, and I can just say keep up the good work. If some of you don't know, Manjaro Linux comes to us from 3 countries: Germany, France, and Austria. And those guys are doing really a good job. I mean, hardware compatibility and the software support, module support, and even the kernels, even the experimental ones they're popping out 2 times a day. And this is a rolling release, which can be bleeding edge if you wanted to, just to run everything at the latest versions. And it's working really nice as a desktop operating system. It has everything that you need plus even more. Let's give a small example. I just like to play a couple of games on the PC, and not often, just occasionally. Steam client was implemented in the Manjaro by default. The only thing that was happening after the first installation was the automatic update, and let me tell you guys, it's working without a flaw. There is no bug in the Steam after updating it and running it for the first time. Now, I'm playing a game called Robocraft from time to time, which is free to play on Steam. Considering that these types of games 5 years back haven't worked really well on any Linux distribution, now this thing is running completely normal using OpenGL and proprietary drivers for my NVIDIA graphics cards, and I'm happy with this. I have no need whatsoever to go back to MS Windows for any reason. Let's close the Steam. Why I'm saying this? Because all the software that I like to use is here, and it's working fine for me. Now, for my business needs, my office tools, I mean, I'm using two sides of the sorry, I'm using 2 versions of the free Office programs. One of them is LibreOffice, which is really getting developed and fast. And the other one is WPS or VPS Office. Both of them available in the repositories. I've installed them. I have default a PDF reader. I have default image viewer, etc. In the accessories, I have all the stuff that I need for my files in my computer, even more, for burning disks, etc. To view my sensors and stuff. I mean, everything is working really nice, guys. Getting Manjaro or Arch Linux closer step by step to an average, everyday user is one of my goals of doing these videos. As I said before, post questions, post comments in the YouTube comment section, and I will be glad to answer them. I know a lot of things about Linux distributions. As I said, I'm not a programmer or a coder. I do not write stuff for the system, but I can definitely define a bug if there is any, or get a proper way to get some things done in Linux without crashing your system or pulling out the wrong set of commands and stuff. This is it for today's video number 3 about the new Manjaro 17 Gilivara. Guys, thank you once more for viewing my videos. If you like it, of course, thumbs up or subscribe if you like my videos in general. Keep up the good work, Manjaro community. And I talk to you later, guys. Ciao, ciao from Nikola from Serbia. Bye.